Are you getting ready to host an event, but you're thinking about people coming and you're nervous about how you're going to fill it up? What if I told you it's a lot easier than you think? Inside of this video, I'm going to give you 5 proven strategies about how we filled over and over and over our virtual events and our live events and how it can work for you. If we haven't met before, my name is Eileen Wilder and I have sold millions and millions of dollars from stage, virtual, in-person, webinar, you name it. And these social media strategies that will fill your event without ads are going to work like crazy pants. A couple years ago, I was talking to a client of mine and he was telling me about how he started selling hundreds and hundreds of these tickets. And what was super cool about it is we were consulting with them, but we were also learning from what was happening inside of his experience. And this client said that this is what caused kind of the catalytic event to fill his events. What wound up happening was he sold around 600 tickets and we were like, wow, how did you do that? And he said it went like this, okay? Step number 1 was to name his event. We taught him this part, but to name it something about the end result, okay? So this friend was selling a financial product and I remember titling his event, The End Result. It was something kind of like Become Your Own Bank Live. It was the name of an outcome or something the market would want to buy. So step 1 is naming your event something super, super cool, okay? And you can just end it with the word live, okay? So it's kind of like Powerful Parenting Live, or like 7x your energy live, okay? The outcome, name it the result. The second step was go on a long form podcast. Go on like something where you can talk to someone for a long time. I'll tell you why in a second. So my friend goes on this long form podcast and he didn't have like any expectation of it was going to be like amazing. He just was like, okay, I'm just going to go on this podcast. So he goes on the podcast and they do an interview. I think it's something like 60 minutes or even longer. It's a longer form interview. And then he finishes the podcast and he's like, that was nice. And then he's still thinking, okay, how am I going to fill this event? He's a little worried, he's stressed out. But then he's like in the grocery store and he remembers checking his phone. And the podcast had launched while he was in the grocery store. He checks his phone and he starts seeing like 1 ticket sell, 2 ticket sales. So notifications start coming in and then 3, 10, 20, 40, 50 tickets start selling. He said he crossed over 100 tickets and he's like, what is happening? Then he said he went to bed and a couple days later, he like remembered to check again. Now he was over 300 tickets sold. He said he got a couple more days. So now he's about 4 or 5 days out of this podcast launching and more people are watching it. More people are signing up. He said he crossed 600 tickets sold. And he was like, oh my gosh. So can you imagine being blown away with the power of just one podcast interview, one podcast episode? We were like, wow, this is so cool. We were like learning from our client who we were consulting. It was awesome. Second step is to do the long form podcast. Then the third step is he started going live with different people, doing long form lives. He said he went live on Instagram. He went live on Facebook. He would do them mostly at night. He said sometimes he would just like pull his car over and just go live right on Instagram. Sometimes he would see a friend of his join the live on Instagram and Facebook, and he just would call them up to the stage, bring them up so that it would just be more fun. And there would be more of this interactive vibe, kind of like a late night talk show, right? Like just 2 people jamming. So he would just jam live with somebody else. Isn't that a cool idea to think about you going live, but like not having to do it by yourself? Just be like, hey, let's just jam on this. Let's talk about this. So he kept it really light, really, really fun. More and more tickets started getting sold. In fact, he sold so many tickets that now he came up on the event and the event started and he didn't know how to upgrade his Zoom account to provide. There was over 600 people who were now signed up that Zoom crashed. So he couldn't even so he had to relaunch Zoom, upgrade his account, get all the people in. So now he's got hundreds and hundreds of people in. And then he said he did this next step on social media. He started taking clips from all the podcasts, clips from all the lives, clips from kind of day 1 of his event and started putting them on stories, short form, uploading them to, all the short form things like IG Reels, Facebook Reels, YouTube Shorts, this kind of thing. So he started basically taking all the shorts from the long form and posting them on social media, even after the event had started. And he was like, come on in, we just got started, you can catch up. So people were like still signing up until he had a 5-day challenge, so until day 3 of his challenge. So now we've got more people than he could ever possibly imagine in his challenge. Then on day 5, he makes a high ticket offer and proceeds to do a multi-million-dollar event. He did not pay for 1 ad. Look at the huge takeaway from this, that as long as you have a high ticket offer, all you need is to fill the room, right? How would it feel if you just you have your high ticket offer, but you walk in, the room was filled? and filled by somebody else's audience. I asked this client later, how did the podcast host promote you at all, or did he promote it on his stuff? And he said, actually, yeah, he did. I gave him an affiliate link to my event ticket sale, and that podcast host even promoted it on his social media. So some of those ticket sales were coming from just this wild promotion of what's happening on social. So let's recap a little bit, okay? So step one is we're gonna name that event something super sexy. If my client did the invitation to the ticket sale and it wasn't super sexy, those ticket sales would not have come in. So remember, a results-based title for your event. Next step, long form podcasts. Long form, you want it long form so that you can take shorts and take clips from that later, okay? And just that know, like, and trust so you can earn that event ticket sale, right? Long form lives, long form live on Facebook, long form live on Instagram. Bring people up to the stage, do it with friends, kind of have an MC co-host vibe, kind of making the energy very high in the lives, okay? Next step number 4 is you're gonna take shorts from all those long forms. You cut it up into short form or micro content that can be posted on all platforms. This micro content is just going to be reminders to jump on into the event. They're going to remember, oh my gosh, yes, this is happening. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Last step number 5, at the end of that event, you want to crush it with a high ticket offer so that you can bring that enormous cash infusion. You can grow and scale your business faster. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the formula for 7-figure events without paid ads. If this is encouraging and if this is resonating with you, and you're asking yourself the question, Eileen, I'd love to learn a little bit more. How do I put that together? How do I get those collaboration partners? How do I crush it with that high ticket offer at the end? I would love to let you know. If you want to go deeper, there is a link in the description below where my team and I have put together some resources to help you craft irresistible 6- and 7-figure events. So remember, my friends, the whole game is not huge numbers on paid ads. The organic social strategies that are working for people right now are outperforming many of our strategies with paid ads, and it's leveraging somebody else's audience. Understand that you don't have to be doing this 10 years. You don't have to have all the perfect collaboration partners ready. Understand that there are more than enough audiences, podcasts for you to effortlessly fill rooms for as long as you want to, with more than enough high ticket buyers to fill your programs. So congratulations for diving in and watching this video. Again, if you want to go deeper, click the link below in the description. I want to thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you on the next video.